Welcome to the award-winning Beerfield Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, at Beerfield Hop with two P's, as always, joined by at Beerfield 30.
We are award-winning. You won an award.
Yeah.
The brewery won an award.
It did. I saw that. Second Great American Beer Festival for Dos Vidania.
It did.
Yeah. I caught that last night. I was looking over the results and saw that. It's a damn good beer.
It is a damn good beer.
I love the Dos Vidanias. It was the Mexican chocolate one.
Yep.
That did it. But yeah, that was really cool to see. You guys had Deadhead's place there last year too, right? At JBF?
Oh yeah. We had two. And one of them in the hazy category, which is fucking insane to think about.
Indeed. Only Central Illinois brewery that placed. There were, I think, two in Chicagoland that had beers placing, but only Central Illinois brewery to place something.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool accomplishments. We didn't say anything about the podcast winning awards. That will never happen, but individual winning awards for something totally unrelated.
But in our hearts, we win awards every day.
Indeed.
For the podcast.
All right, a couple things to get into here as questions start rolling in. So I want to talk about the two trade offers I got. I have been asking for a friend, and then there's a commissioner type question that popped up on the interwebs that I'm kind of interested in. So the first trade request I got was actually yesterday, and I did a little bit of a bad thing because I was busy yesterday and didn't respond to it until this morning, which is kind of a shit thing to do on my part because dude kind of needs to know before kickoff. Yeah. Still did it at 7 a.m. this morning. He's up. He's got time to set lineups and anything knowing that now. But just something to be cognizant of that I did bad at. So that trade was I would be receiving Tyler Higby, Christian McCaffrey, and Devonta Smith for my Leonard Fournette, Chris Godwin, Mark Andrews. I did ultimately decline that. And here's why. You don't, just because a trade offer is fair, and that is a very fair trade offer in my opinion. It's,
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, it's changing some value at different positions, but, big downgrade from Andrews to Higby, upgrade from McCaffrey to, from Fournette to McCaffrey, and pretty neutral on the Godwin to Devonta Smith scale right now. But for me, that team is 3-1, I think, and projected to win again this week. And, if a formula is generally working, and that one loss was just, it's been injury riddled anyway.
Yeah.
I've lost Swift on that team. I've lost Allen on that team. You don't have to make trades just because they're fair for the sake of making the trade because it's a good offer.
True. Very true.
And that's kind of the reason for declining that there, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
That team's winning games, and we'll get a pick-me-up when Allen and Swift get back. So there's no significant reason to go out and make that move unless I felt super strongly about something. All right. First question, Hayden Hurst or Robert Tonyan with Kyle Pitts out?
Hayden Hurst. I don't think Robert Tonyan's done much, has he?
He's been quietly pretty good, I think. Let's look at it. Because that's what we do on this show. We validate what we think.
We don't want our receipts pulled because we're scared.
I don't care about that. But
Tonyan's
got,
a joke.
I mean, so he's been okay for a tight end. He would have had 6.6 PPR points week 1, a dud in week 2. 9.7 week 3, and it looks like 8 in week 2 or in week 4. So it's either touchdown saved his game last week, 6 receptions for like no yardage the week before. Look at Hayden Hurst.
God, about the same.
Yeah, about the same.
Literally, it's like the same.
Literally the same.
I think they're both very mid.
Cincinnati's got Baltimore, which
I'm going to go with Hurst just because of just more throwing.
I would also go with Hurst. I think Cincinnati and Baltimore is going to be the higher scoring game, and they're pretty neutral for how they've produced. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll lean Hurst on that one.
Should I get rid of Devontae Adams for Breece Hall and Michael Thomas? Is it worth the risk with MT's injury?
Kupp
is my wide receiver one.
Don't have a good RB3. I don't think I would.
No, I wouldn't either. It's close. I like the fact that you want to go for a guy like Hall because he's got upside.
He does.
And we can have this conversation in 3 weeks, and we would say, "Yeah, do this deal in the heartbeat" because of where.
Or I wouldn't because Michael Thomas is hurt again.
Or still, I know. Yeah, I know.
Chris Olave continues to emerge,
but it's more so, Breece Hall could reach a point where he's on equal par, and that's where I'm going with it. But
you're going for an RB3 though, and you're down for so that tells me that I don't know. I wouldn't want to give up a second top 6 wide receiver to do that.
Yeah, no, I think you if you're looking to offshoot Adams, I would try to aim for. I mean, it's upside, but there's a lot of risk with it, with Michael Thomas, with not as much payoff as I think people thought he was going to have with Winston and with Dalton. At quarterback with the emergence of Chris Olave, Landry, doesn't disappear. So it's I would say no to.
Yeah, and unless it's a really weird roster construction, you don't have to start that third running back. So, I mean, you can find value for a flex spot in a lot of different places.
Juju, Terry, Jeff Wilson, or Damian Harris. I'm assuming same league.
Jeff Wilson.
Is it PPR scoring? This is what I'd like to know. Oh man, I'm stuffed up.
You are stuffed up. I hear that. More perks of mornings this time of year.
Oh shit.
In Illinois. Okay.
Yeah.
So Chiefs Raiders on Monday night. I do like that matchup for Juju. I think that is a very solid Juju matchup. And Terry's been, I'm assuming that's Terry McLaurin.
I would assume that's,
Terry's been very iffy, just like the Commanders' offense has been very iffy. That game should be ugly, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that one out.
Yeah. Nope, that's a big no.
Jeff Wilson, tougher defensive matchup against the Panthers. That's going to be a floor play, if anything. And then Damian Harris, actually, I do think the Patriots are going to end up trying to run the football a little bit more against the Lions, or having to start Bailey Zappi. So for me, this really comes down between Damian Harris and Juju, and I'm going to lean the running back.
Yeah. I mean, he's been productive even in a split backfield in a should be a very juicy matchup, at least especially for running backs,
especially with a QB3.
Yeah,
playing.
Oh man. Yeah.
What's up, Bama? I'm leaning Harris. I mean, there's definitely an argument for Juju on Monday night. It depends. Do you get this 2020 matchup between the Chiefs and Raiders where they were barn burners, or do you get the blowouts that you had in 2021? And the Chiefs have also shown that they can put up points just without having to use Juju. So,
well, yeah.
I'm Harris.
Yeah, I'd lean Harris. I would lean Harris.
Yeah. All right, here's my asking for a friend, and we can double back on the other side of it. So Dave Montgomery's supposed to be back. He's still banged up, so I don't know what that workload's going to look like. Do you go Khalil Herbert still, or do you flip that out for Tyler Algier in a tough matchup against Atlanta, although he should get the majority of the work, or Jacoby Myers against Detroit with that third-string quarterback, or Gabe Davis against Pittsburgh?
Oh, God.
I'm probably leaning Davis.
I think the answer is still Davis.
I know that he's had some dud weeks, but that gives you the most upside out of that group, I think. Algier, I want to see production, and that could be a very, very ugly floor game against Tampa.
Yeah.
Myers, the matchup feels super juicy, but with the third-string quarterback, I don't know that you can, I like Bailey Zappi a lot, and Jacoby Myers is the type of player that can serve as a safety blanket, but I don't think the upside is nearly as significant.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not high with even Mac Jones. So there, I mean, when we talk about Jacoby Myers, we're never talking about upside because the offense doesn't yield any upside for their receivers and or just for their passing game in general.
But Detroit yields upside for receivers.
It's true. Games. The defense does. The offense has to literally think that they can get there, which they don't because they don't ever let Mac Jones.
Yeah, cook. And we've maintained since Wednesday that we think that game's going to be scripted a certain way, and from the New England side if Zappi plays. So they got to stick by that thought.
At least Davis gets a very juicy secondary. You're talking about a matchup that could yield a lot of downfield points. I mean, Davis hasn't really been healthy at all this season, but if I still doubt the actual health of Montgomery. It feels very early.
I do too. It's quick.
I am still playing Khalil Herbert in some places where I don't really have a viable another running back option or a really good flex option. Because I still think they're going to lean on Herbert. Not maybe as much as they did last week, but I think there is some definite opportunity, especially early on. And the fact that I think they're going to use him more too in the third down work. I just don't know how much work he's actually going to get. I was a bit surprised, I'm sure as you were, that Montgomery was active or is going to be active.
Yeah, that part surprised me because I thought that, with it being ankle and knee injuries, the way that he got rolled up on and with as decent as Khalil Herbert's been, that there's no reason to rush him back, give him that extra week beyond when you think he's ready. And I also think that maybe they will. Maybe he's active in a, emergency. He can give us a little bit type of situation, but we're gonna ride Khalil Herbert still.
Yeah,
that's why that's even a question, is because you think that and Herbert can be hyper efficient even in that backup type role. There's
I agree.
Literally nothing I can do here. I have to start Bailey Zappi and Scott Fishbowl, by the way. That's how bad that's going for me.
No, yeah, I know it's not been going well.
And I get damn, man, I don't have a quarterback I can start this week.
When's Geno Smith for Bama?
Oh God.
I know.
I don't like either. I guess Geno because he's been. I guess Geno.
Yeah,
he's been right.
I don't like it.
He's been riding a hot streak. Still,
yeah.
And Wentz is the opposite. So I don't have a quarterback I can start in our listener league right now with Mac Jones out. Oh, Andy Dalton starting. Never mind.
Yeah,
Jameis is still out. I'm good there. I just need flex play. I have no DeAndre Swift. Boy, that's ugly. Cameron Braid's out?
Yeah.
Yes, Devin Duvernay. Let's go. Okay. While I continue to dork through that, the other trade offer I got was a little more laughable, we'll say.
Yeah.
This is a typical home league trade. It was Jeff Wilson and DeAndre Swift going out for me to get Tom Brady and Deontay Johnson back in a single quarterback league. And
that's rough.
That was never going to be accepted for what should be obvious reasons.
Yes.
Well, I would like to point out here, this is why you don't trust ESPN, though, because it says that Deontay Johnson and Tom Brady have a composite 92 value, where Jeff Wilson and DeAndre Swift have a composite 58, and that I would be winning this trade significantly.
This is a problem. Like, if fucking ESPN
oh my
is
God,
the reason
we gotta
why.
kick a question.
I know.
Nope, I got.
Well, we got one. We got one above it. No.
Nope, I got excited. I got excited.
We gotta go in order.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Josh Jacobs, Connor, or Scary Terry at flex. Josh Jacobs.
It feels like Jacobs to me as well.
It is the Jacobs question.
Graham Gano or Matthew Wright?
Yeah.
Hell,
who the fuck is Matthew? Right? Like, is he the cousin of the Ballers? Is that who he is?
no.
Is he the cousin of Mike Wright?
No, good lord.
Coming off the bench.
Good.
Like, I need to go kick somewhere.
He's kicking for KC while Butker's out.
Well, then there's your answer.
Yeah.
Is Graham Cano with the Panthers still, or is he with the Giants now? Because the answer is still your KC kicker.
Yeah, he's with the Giants. It's Kansas City. Go with Matt Wright.
It's Kansas. Yeah. There, boom, done. Tyler Higby or Darren Waller? Tight end question. Ooh,
Darren Waller.
I feel so. The fact we got to think about it. Oh, Higby tied. Was he? I think he's still tied for first targets.
He had
tight ends.
14 targets, 10 receptions, 73 yards.
He's so inefficient, but yet
he's inefficient.
Matthew Stafford's like, I don't want Allen Robinson to get involved because darn defense.
Not good, and I've been years.
Well, I mean, even you bought into it, so
I did buy into it because of the offense. I was thinking maybe it could save him. Actually, it might be Tyler Higby.
I'm thinking
it is Higby.
I'm thinking it might be Higby.
Like I said, we do actually look at this stuff versus shoot from the hip. My initial thought is Waller, but looking at just target volume and how this has gone lately, Higby, my hate comes from watching him play and seeing the plays that he doesn't make, but apparently has been making enough of them to really shoot my eye test in the face. So, yeah, I'm going Higby.
Yeah, I don't think Waller's done enough to escape himself. From questions like this.
Last 2 weeks have been bad, and the first 2 weeks were where Higby's floor's been all season.
Yeah. Conklin or Kittle?
God, how far George Kittle's come down.
Fuck you, Kyle Shanahan. That's why. It's not because Kittle sucks. It's because Kittle's too fucking good at what he does.
He's a good blocker.
It doesn't help us for fantasy.
Keep him in. You got to keep.
No, it's because they lose all their left tackle guys. It's because they lost all their fucking left tackles. And we got to let Kittle chip, not knowing that he's the best yak tight end there's ever been. So fucking good.
Tyler Conklin. We're gonna have to have a tight end episode on Wednesday and some of this.
I think it's still. I think it's still Kittle. I don't think.
Do you?
I don't know if Conklin has he really done enough.
3 for 5, 52 yards. 8 for 8, 84 yards. 9 for 6 for 40. 7 for 4 for 16. The two good games of, Wilson last week and Flacco the week before. So the last 2 weeks have been very, very good. They're playing the Dolphins, who kind of a neutral matchup there, and I think Kittle has somehow done less than that.
He probably has.
He has. Kittle hasn't broken 30 yards yet this season. It's Conklin.
Oh my God!
They're playing Carolina, so he's gonna have to block again.
Fuck you, Kyle Shanahan. Seriously. All right.
It's
McKenzie, Osborne, or Josh Palmer and Scott Fishbowl for Alex.
Questionable. I don't know if he was limited on Friday.
Osborne has been, as a wide receiver, should be very up and down. And Palmer hasn't done much, I think, since week 2.
Yeah, I don't see anything on McKenzie's status. Just doing a quick search on it because I'm watching that one too. So, Osborne.
30 questions that have to do with Giants or Packers. No. Make sure if you see any of those to get those thrown out quick.
What?
Oh, I'm just seeing if people put up any Green Bay or Giants questions, and there's not. Yeah, Palmer's been very. I don't think Cleveland's going to make the Chargers throw more.
Okay.
You still have an answer though.
What's that?
I said I don't think we have an answer though.
Not for McKenzie, no. It's Osborne right now for me on that one.
Yeah. I would
Waller or Hawkinson is Hawkinson. Yeah. Detroit's going to be short on receivers again. It looks like
the Hawk breakout maybe finally upon us. It just took injuries to everybody else.
Yeah,
hey, Amon-Ra. You had the same conversation last year.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown's a true game time decision. Josh Reynolds looks like he's probably gonna play, but you're gonna have no Quez Watkins and no DJ Chark, no DeAndre Swift again. So I'm riding Hawk still.
Well, that just piggybacks into the Amon-Ra or Chris Olave question.
Yeah, Amon-Ra or Chris Olave. I'm riding Chris Olave again.
I would. Thankfully for this one, you can wait until the actives are called out. So if Amon-Ra plays, you play Amon-Ra. Obviously, if he doesn't, then you play Olave.
Yeah, Olave has put up 3 straight good weeks. The target volume was a little down last week, but in a closer game.
I mean, one player plays, you play him. If you can't play, then you play the other one. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Pollard, MVS, Rondell Moore, Mac Hollins in the Bourbon Bowl. For also Alex.
Pollard is expected to play off injury. It's not Rondell. Mac Hollins. It's certainly an option in that game with it being high scoring.
I don't think you do, just because you get Renfro coming back. Who's Dallas playing?
I'm looking at the wrong week. That doesn't help things.
The Rams.
Rams. So not a great secondary, not a good, but a good linebacking core. They said that with Pollard.
I think it's Tony Pollard. I still think it's Tony Pollard.
Yeah. MBS, you're hoping for him to catch something. Rondale, I don't trust him or Dortch with both of them back and playing yet. Hollins, you're right. Renfro is active. He is playing, and that puts the Raiders back at full strength, which probably not a good thing for him. It's an ugly Pollard, but it's Pollard.
Yeah.
Nico Collins, Evan Ingram, or Michael Carter in the flex PPR. No tight end premium. That still might be Evan Ingram.
Oh, I skipped one.
Did I?
I read it as if he was just saying. So we'll double back. Amon-Ra or Dameon Pierce. If Amon-Ra plays, would you play him over Dameon Pierce? I don't think Pierce has a good. Doesn't have a great matchup.
They got the Jags.
Look at their on week again. Look at you. Look what you caused.
All my fault. Yeah, Pierce has the Jaguars. He does have a good.
Not a good. Based on spread,
not a good game script, but a good matchup.
Yeah. Man. I'm not denying. I'm not going against St. Brown. I think if he plays, it's his show. Like it's been since late last season. So if St. Brown plays, I would feel. I mean, this is when I would definitely feel comfortable. Playing Pierce even if he doesn't go, or even if Amon-Ra goes, but I still can't. I still can't go away from St. Brown on this.
Yeah, I'm scared of the Patriots being able to push pace in this one, though, with the Lions. I mean, that's what's made that offense so good is they've been in games where they've had to push pace a lot.
We wouldn't know. Like, I don't know if you've really seen St. Brown hurt and playing through it. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. And they have options to go to, like Hawk, Josh Reynolds-esque in the passing game, but it's not like this is an extremely top-heavy receiving core. It's a bunch of pieces, but if you believe in St. Brown to be this good, I think you have to believe that he can play through injuries like this.
I believe he's good, but I also believe that playing through 35-38 and 36-27 games is a little different than playing, in a game that could end 20-17.
That could.
So.
Or, Houston gets blown out and Pierce gets, ride the bench as the spread suggests that Jacksonville should beat him pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
Pierce is not going to get a 75-yard run every game. And if he gets, and he could also get game scripted out, which we've seen this year. So I get the argument for both.
No, you go with the wide receiver one over the rookie running back.
Yeah,
I think.
He's hoping that St. Brown doesn't play. I am.
St. Brown doesn't play. It makes a lot of decisions easier, at least.
It does. It does. All right.
Okay.
Let's go back to Bama.
We got one that involves a Packers player.
Okay.
Romeo
let's get that one real
Doubs
quick.
or Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson for me too.
Nico Collins, Evan Ingram, or Michael Carter in the flex, non-tight and premium PPR. Oh my God, man.
I still think that one's Ingram.
Yeah, with the ways of
with the way that the Jets are
using that. Yeah.
Carter doesn't do anything that Breece Hall can't do. But I mean, Ingram's had a couple of really not great games as well.
I kind of want to go I kind of want to go Carter against the Dolphins. I wish fucking Tua was playing. This would be so much easier to say.
It certainly is a better floor. Oh hell.
And Ingram hasn't done shit.
You know what? Nico Collins might have the better floor than any of them.
Oh my God. Fucking Nico Collins.
He's been over 40 yards the last couple games. That's PPR. That's a 6-point floor.
And he's got a good matchup. He's got a matchup that would suggest
9-11. I would go
having to throw.
It's an ugly Nico Collins is what it is, because I don't trust Carter's insulation. Even if, where Carter's been at the last couple weeks is where it looks like Nico Collins' floor has been. So it's ugly, but it's Collins.
Yeah.
The Etienne, Stevenson, Pierce, or AJD.
AJ Dillon.
Got it.
Oh, that one's also a Packer one.
That is a Packer one. Yeah, we should go. Well, AJD.
So we apologize.
AJD doesn't jump out to me. Sorry.
No. It's Pierce. This one I'm going Pierce. Even over Stevenson. Yeah. I would go the running back who at least is getting the majority of the running back carries.
Okay. I can go with that. The other two are in split backfields. So.
And Etienne needs to show me something before I can pre-buy back him.
Yeah, Etienne needs to show something. The others are in split backfields. I do like the game script for Stevenson and Dillon, but I don't think there's a significant separation between those players to debate it.
Yeah. Paul PPR, Kyle Phillips, Rondale Moore, Tyler Algier, or Noah Brown. It might be, it might be Algier just based off of top volume. And if you can't play Algier against those three,
yeah,
there's no reason to play him ever. This is the matchup you're waiting for. Like, not the matchup, but it's
not the matchup you're waiting for. It's the opportunity share that you're waiting for.
Yeah.
And I think that you're fine with that. The Noah Brown thing is interesting, though, because he did still see the majority of the target work with Gallup back, but I think that's going to trend the other way. So
eventually your good players are going to, rise up through their injury. And unfortunately for Brown, he was always, playing on borrowed time. So
I did YOLO start Aaron Rodgers in your league.
I can't believe we're at the point where we can say that. It makes me happy. I have to YOLO start Aaron Rodgers because no one wants to fucking play him. And I love it. Just fuck him.
Hey, before
that's why
I'm not playing you this week, am I? I'm not. I'm playing Austin. Okay. So it's not Khalil Herbert in this one. So Damian Harris, Jeff Wilson,
or Damian Harris.
Damian Harris or Jeff Wilson, really? What is the question there?
Yeah.
Rest of that is fine. Cowboys have the Rams. Yeah, the rest of that's fine.
Oh, man.
That's best ball. Beauty of best ball leagues is I don't have to make decisions.
I know. It's great. I love it.
A lot of questions this morning. We haven't even gotten to the late games. It's good, though.
It's all that pre-London.
For sure.
All that pre-London excitement for this amazing matchup between teams I don't get two shits about.
Starting Jacoby Myers over Adam Thielen because I don't think the Bears are going to be able to score.
I would still play Thielen. Just where he's at on where he's been coming from. I don't think the Vikings are just not going to throw the football.
I don't think it's
not like they're running. Yeah, but it's not like the running game's done enough, anyways. This would be the week for it to get going against the worst run defense in football. But it's not like the running game's done much, to begin with. And Thielen's been leaned on more, especially as the offense. The Vikings offense also hasn't been.
Nah, my mind's made up. I'm gonna go ahead and get burnt. Okay. I'm okay. That's me making the decision that I'm okay with playing a matchup versus getting burnt. And all I need is floor. So.
Yeah.
Actually, I do need a little bit of upside. God damn it, Dan. If this is wrong,
then it's your fault. I know.
I'm gonna do the typical internet thing. I set my own lineups, but if it's wrong, it's your fault because you talked me into it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the play. We're gonna go with Thielen, I guess. I was sitting here saying I'm projected to win, but I'm not. I was projected to tie, which is weird. Thanks, ESPN. Gabe Davis, Tyler Lockett, or Jeff Wilson Jr. Start one. Tyler Lockett's given some good floor. Gabe Davis obviously has a high upside matchup. Jeff Wilson Jr. Niners have the Panthers. We've talked about that one too. What looks to be a floor game, but it should be insulated. Probably Wilson for me.
Yeah.
Feels safe.
It's not as we said before, it's not a great matchup, but
volume.
And the Niners do have a strong running offense.
You know what though? This does kind of depend on how you're projected too, though. Because I don't see Jeff Wilson Jr. with any upside this week, right? If you just don't need a dud, if you're projected to win, it's Jeff Wilson Jr. If you're projected close, it's Jeff Wilson Jr. If you're projected to lose, just based on pre-week projections, throw Gabe Davis out there.
He's done nothing to still warrant the fact that he's got this high upside. He's done nothing though. The offense is there, but yet
upside.
Blowing up. But it's still though. I still think who's more likely to score a touchdown? Probably Jeff Wilson.
The ceiling. I think the ceiling's higher for Gabe Davis than it is Jeff Wilson this week. I don't think he's more like. I think both are pretty likely to score touchdowns.
I would go with Jeff. I mean, we've landed on Jeff Wilson. I would probably go Jeff Wilson.
No, I'm landing on Jeff Wilson in a vacuum too. I'm just saying that if you need a kind of a YOLO Hail Mary fling of somebody that you can blow up,
that might be Lockett then, because of who. Because at least he's getting involved in the offense a little more consistently.
I don't really see that against the Saints though.
Well, I mean, I don't really see Gabe Davis just deciding to blow up after 4 weeks of duds.
I do. Now I'm calling it just because you're pushing me. It's a Gabe Davis blow up.
Oh, I know. I know.
I'm gonna will it into existence, just like I willed that Rex Burkhead touchdown into existence.
That is the collective mind of all Gabe Davis truthers.
I'm not backing it up with.
He's not backing.
Jesus Christ!
Now I want you to play Gabe Davis in every spot.
Negative 4.3 from Russell Wilson in a league.
Oh, is that my dynasty best ball?
No, this is a different league that also heavily penalizes interceptions. And when you don't throw touchdowns,
is that your league?
Points per sack. No, it's a redraft league that does scoring like that.
Oh God!
And I have no Dawson Knox, so I got to go pick up a tight end. What fresh hell is on the waiver wire?
Russell Wilson or Homeboy's backup.
Orange Juice Howard, Kate Otten, Evan Ingram. Oof. Noah Fant.
I will 2 Mike Evans touchdowns. I also did the same thing.
Austin Hooper. What? Okay. This is easy.
James Robinson or Jamal Williams.
Can I beat this guy?
Yeah, go ahead and boot him. So we have James Robinson or Jamal Williams. We'll start with that one, and then we'll go with the other one. So James Robinson or Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams. Yeah.
Put him in time. Sorry, I'm Trying to
no, I know.
Spammy motherfucker. Apparently, I can't block them. YouTube doesn't let you do that anymore.
Aw.
I can just put them in timeout. He's hidden on the channel, so that should be fine. I mean, actually, I appreciate. Maybe I shouldn't have. I appreciate you driving the engagement up, idiot.
Love it.
James Robinson, Jamal Williams, Jalen. Okay, sorry. Back to this now. James Robinson or Jamal Williams. Did you say Jamal Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also go Jamal Williams in that one. He's shown huge upside the last several weeks, and I'm not scared about
that Lions offense has been fucking incredible right now.
Yes.
So might as well ride the number one running back in that team.
And James,
you gotta appreciate the commitment.
Right? The fuck?
Then Jalen Waddle or Mike Williams?
Jalen Waddle or Mike Williams. Sorry, guys. I'm distracted.
He's got to play. He's got to play moderator because people can't.
Yeah, I got to play moderator because people can't act like fucking adults. Probably Waddle for me, I guess.
He's leading towards Mike Williams. I would also play Waddle, especially with Hill, banged up, and we talked about it's not. Unfortunately, we're not going to get both weeks, from them because there's no Tua, but one of them seems to pop off, and I would lean towards the one that's been at least not as volatile as Mike Williams has. Mike Williams has been very volatile. It's like either blows up or he has one catch, and you're not getting much else.
Checking one of my notions here as well with Cleveland. They're about middle of the road in points allowed to wide receivers. But yeah, they're about middle of the road. Been a lot better the last couple weeks though.
He's back on a different name.
I mean, I can do this all day. That's not a fucking problem for me.
Okay.
Like, why are
you?
Why are you
that
dedicated to that bit with this channel?
Yeah, like why us? They're like, oh god, these guys are probably getting a lot of people listening to their show.
Good lord. Okay.
I love it. It's good. It's good.
That's certainly a thing. Anyway, I'll let you watch that. Let's go talk some ins and outs here now that, London game's kicked off.
Yeah.
All right. Julio Jones going to work out pregame, so we'll see what happens for that against the Falcons. So true game time decision there. Godwin, again, came back last week. I believe he is active.
Speaking of Godwin, Miles Sanders, Ramondre Stevenson, or Chris Godwin, half-point PPR for Bama.
Godwin, you're right. Bucs have the Falcons. That is a plus matchup, but could go game scripted away from the passing game. Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson, I've been on him all week because I think the Patriots are going to have to lean on the running game, and I do think as a pass-catching back, you can script in some nice safe throws for him with a little bit of upside, especially if you end up in throw mode, which the Patriots very well might do. For Miles Sanders, he's actually been pretty solid this year. We haven't said his name a lot, and that's really just because he's not dunning, he's not blowing up. He's just kind of turning in week after week okay performances against the Cardinals. That's pretty neutral. So I don't know. I probably Stevenson just because I think he's got a better chance at the touchdown.
I'm going Miles Sanders,
Hurts, but
Miles Sanders is also coming off of a 29 touch week, 137 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Sorry, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns against that game against Jacksonville. I gave him a favor to win. They should be running the football a little more.
And rain heavy in that Jacksonville game, which
I mean
it matters. Matters for the running game.
I mean, I would still go Miles Sanders over Ramondre Stevenson and Godwin. I'm going with the.
It's not Godwin one for me.
Yeah, it's not really been a split backfield for for Sanders as it is for Stevenson versus Harris. So I'm going with the RB, with the RB1 on one of the league's best offenses. And if the Cardinals offense decides to get there, he still gets involved in the passing game. Not as heavily as he used to, but
no weather considerations anywhere, by the way.
Oh, good.
So
we like those.
That's good. Yeah, nothing even looks close to bad. So
yeah.
Good news there. That was the consideration last week with Jacksonville Philly was, that it was going to be more run heavy because of rain and wind. And it was. So Dak Prescott probably not playing in week 6 either. Hayden Hurst playing, T. Higgins playing, Pollard playing, CeeDee Lamb playing, Rondale Moore playing, Josh Reynolds expected to play. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a true game time decision, as we've mentioned, against the Patriots. So a lot of Amon-Ra questions. Not really going to know until closer to the noon games kicking off.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is expected to play against the Jets, barring any setbacks, as is Jalen Waddle. So both banged up, both expected to play. Same with Kamara. Good week for Kamara, by the way, with a backup quarterback in there against the Seahawks. So looking plus for that. Wow. The Giants are without the backup quarterback, their top 3 wide receivers. I mean, this doesn't matter now, but wow.
Daniel Jones is playing.
Yeah, I know. I said they're without their backup quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Rod Taylor and their top 3 wide receivers. And Daniel Jones getting smacked last week, and the way that he plays, if he gets hurt again, that's a big yikes.
Oh, man.
Big yikes.
This game, God, so ugly.
Patriots activated Tyquan Thornton. That's not going to matter. At least not
right
now.
You can finally play.
Hunter Renfrow is back. We mentioned that earlier in the show. He's out of concussion protocol. So, with that being concussion recovery, not to shut down, TBIs, because they are a big thing and they're always concerning when you miss time with them. But, you're not concerned about limited workload, at least.
No, he should come in. Yeah.
More muscle related.
Full strength. Hopefully, gets a little more involved than he's been this year when he's been healthy.
Yep. Montgomery will play. We've already talked about our concerns with that a little bit, which is just that, it feels early coming off ankle and knee issues. So be weary of that. I mean, it always makes me feel like there's a higher injury risk, and hoping for a little bit more Khalil Herbert this week to, kind of ease Montgomery back. I mean,
if it also turns into a blowout, it just yields better for Herbert too. So if the game stays close, which it definitely could, because Minnesota can't seem to blow out teams not named Green Bay, we can definitely see a little more of Montgomery, but I just can't in good faith get behind the fact that he's going to go back to his normal workload, and Herbert's going to be just a spell back. He's been playing too well, and there's no need to run back Montgomery, especially now. As the offense has been productive without him.
Adjusted concussion protocols, by the way, this kind of matters, but any time a player shows any issues with balance, stability, coordination, or speech following a neurological event, then they'll be sat down.
Good.
Now, there's some that's going to feel overcautious, but you should be overcautious.
Yeah, especially with the with a lot of the long term, and just with how the league has been under fire since even before Tua's injury.
And I trust the judgment calls on stability to know the difference between I'm wobbling around because my back's spasming or my hamstring's hurting and I just got my bell rung. So
yeah, absolutely.
Because those are significantly different things.
They are.
Russell Wilson dealing with a shoulder injury. We'll talk about that more during the week.
Yep.
Crowder to IR.
It's time.
Juju's questionable.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are questionable.
Yeah.
Week 5 injuries are popping up everywhere.
Bigger for Juju being the Monday night game is the reason I mentioned that. If that's a true
I get you.
game time decision, then you have to be more. Full participant until Saturday when a hamstring injury limited him. Late week injury too.
All right. Calvo wants to know Andy Dalton or Cooper Rush. So Dalton versus Seattle.
Keep riding Cooper Rush.
Or Cooper Rush versus the Rams. I think it's still Cooper Rush.
Keep riding Cooper Rush.
All right.
I don't see any reason to pivot off of that.
Breece Hall or Chris Olave, half point PPR in the flex position.
I am leaning Breece Hall.
I am full blowing Breece Hall.
I bet,
full blowing Breece Hall.
I bet you would.
Oh man, I love it. I'm full blowing. Yeah, Breece Hall.
I bet you would.
I know.
Yeah.
Ryan would approve.
He would. It's actually probably Ryan's burner account that I had to suspend.
that's probably what it's been. He's like, fuck these guys. He's supposed to be. I thought he'd be on today.
I said he would.
Maybe he thought it was 10 o'clock. One more question. Sit one. Bench one. I love this. Bench one. Najee, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or Brandon Cooks. You have to sit one.
I mean,
I don't think you can sit Clyde
you can't
at this
sit
point.
Clyde,
He's been too fucking good. That offense is yielding a lot of.
Cooks is still getting target volume. Is it not? Do you sit Najee?
I think you're sitting Cooks. Cooks is getting targets, but he's not being productive with said targets.
He's not scoring touchdowns.
I think I would still lean. I would still go with Najee. I don't love it because I want to love Brandon Cooks more. As someone who has a lot of Brandon Cooks on his rosters, it's not been particularly great. So,
speaking of not particularly great,
Edmonds or Mostert?
Well, Mostert.
Yeah, I think maybe we're starting to see that tide turn.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's 1 week, but it's not like Edmonds needs a lot of either catches or just a one-off touchdown to get him his production because he's not getting it done running the football.
Was that a different question or was that alternative to this one?
No, I thought you were moving on.
No,
that's why
I was looking at Najee. I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Arguing that necessarily. No, it's similar actually between Najee and Cooks. So go with the running back.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean with the guy who's generally going to get more.
You're sitting Brandon Cooks to answer that question in the form it was asked.
Yes. Sorry.
You're good.
I know.
And I think that it is starting to shift a little bit towards Mostert there. And I think that the Jets are good for Mostert.
Yeah, I just don't.
I don't see that
it
one.
Sucks when you got to pick
throw a bunch to Chase Edmonds.
You got to pick between two running backs off the same team that isn't leaning hard enough on their running backs. You might as well lean on the one that's getting at least more production recently. So,
I agree.
All right, Damon Harris or Monty. I think this one we can collectively say Damon Harris. Yeah. There's no need to risk playing Monty when you have Damien Harris. That's really what it comes to.
Yeah, not this week. Oh, right. I was still trying to pick up a fucking tight end because Dawson knows.
Yeah, do that. I love how Green Bay was in field goal range, and then they had the punt. Oh, man. Just love it. Love to see it.
Oh, Green Bay. What a dumpster fire that is. I mean, who...
This is the battle of what might be the two worst 3-1 teams. At least the Giants are playing with spirit.
Am I picking up OJ Howard? Is that what we're doing here?
Who is the Buffalo? I've been seeing Buffalo back up tight end. You can maybe pick him up instead of OJ Howard.
OJ Howard and Evan Ingram would be the two obvious options there.
I'd probably lean Evan Ingram over
the
Howard.
Other option is something called a Quentin Morris or Tommy Sweeney. I don't know what Quentin. I don't know who Quentin Morris. So,
all right, we got Tyler Lockett or Deontay Johnson.
Lockett.
Yeah, I just like Seattle. God, I can't believe I like Seattle's offense more than Pittsburgh's, and both of them are pretty much the same.
Yeah,
Deontay is a little more insulated target volume, but
Pickett's first full start too against the Bills. That's
that's
a tough draw.
I mean, Bills still have a banged up secondary. They just have to get past that amazing pass rush and have fun asking a rookie quarterback making his first career start against one of the league's best pass rushes. I don't care how bad their secondary is. I don't know if Pickett's going to have time to throw. No, man, it's going to be gross. It might be a lot of dump offs. He might not even have time to run the football. It might just be a lot of dump offs to Najee.
Yep, I agree. Sorry, trying to get my tight end picked up.
No. I'm so battling my bouts of COVID. So
who the hell do I drop? Single QB Mariota, I guess. And I'm gonna have to revisit that next week to figure out what I'm gonna have to roster 2 quarterbacks. I'm still not at a drop Russell Wilson, but
call him, man. You've been tested then. Hurt, and what may be his worst ever matchup he's coming off of.
Yeah, but I mean,
I get it. His name. It's one of those things where if you drop him, he might be doing yourself a favor
too, right? It's a single quarterback league, but it's a home league, so everybody rosters backup. So what's so available on the waiver wire doesn't have significantly higher upside. I just kicked Mariota out there, so maybe that'll be the play next week. Justin Fields is out there, maybe he'll show something. Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett, Cooper Rush. So I mean, it might be a Cooper Rush pickup next week, but there's not. That's why I haven't dropped him yet, is because there's nothing out there that screams like, okay, drop this. You're gonna be safe, because if he figures it out, then I have a consistent quarterback and I don't have to stream. And I had the roster spot to churn. So
they're 5 games in. It's not like we're having this conversation after 2 dud weeks, where it's 5 straight weeks of a bad offense. But anyways,
I want to give it another week or two. Is where I'm at.
And I also agree. There's really nothing to drop them, that's going to make you feel confident that that you can play them every other week.
Unless someone does something silly, I'm not going to be at a point where there's something out there that I have to have.
Yeah. So. All right. Kyler Murray or Derek Carr. He also has Hollywood Brown. So there is a little bit of game stack here with Murray. Who's been the offense in Arizona has been so bad. At least, from a full game standpoint, but Murray seems to find ways to, to get his production against Philly. So against a very good offense that's going to push, tempo, or at least, they're going to push points scored. Derek Carr, as we talked about on the show, is this going to be the 2021 version of the Raiders and Chiefs, where Carr has done nothing and the Raiders have been blown out, or is this going to be that the 2020 version where both games are close and you had 2 massive, high scoring games where everyone was fruitful for fantasy? So
Derek Carr was still okay in those.
I'm gonna go with Kyler Murray. I will lean towards the mobile quarterback.
You're going the other way.
It's close. I do like the fact that he has Hollywood. I'm always someone who's
but more for DFS. I'm not big on game stacks for regular week to week.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been team upside. Might as well try to maximize your scoring.
And mobile quarterback Kyler Murray has not rushed for over 30 yards this year. He does have 2 rushing touchdowns though too. I think that it's similar floor. I would go with Murray though as well because of the rushing floor. Derek Carr, those 2 games that we mentioned last year against the Chiefs, by the way, was in the 260-yard range and 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So, the passing lines figured.
It's a floor. Yeah.
Yeah, the passing lines figure to be probably pretty similar between the 2. It's that rushing upside that makes the difference for Kyler.
Him getting back Renfro does make it a lot closer. Him gaining back his full strength of receivers is what makes that really close.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk or Josh Palmer. I'm going Ayuk. Like someone else got to catch footballs if they're going to have Kittle up there blocking. I know Ayuk's been pretty meh, but Josh Palmer has also been in the same position. He's had
gross.
I know.
Ayuk. I'm with you on Ayuk. I don't love the matchup. I don't
love either
anything about it, but I'm with you on Ayuk. Keenan Allen hasn't played since week 1, and Josh Palmer has given you one good week 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville. The Browns are a better defense than what Jacksonville has.
And Gerald Everett has been the most consistent receiver,
right,
in that Chargers core, because Mike Williams has also been very much a blow up or super dud.
Right.
He's God, this Packers game. So Barkley is the leading receiver with -4 yards.
Jesus.
In Green Bay's, they've been driving.
Leading receiver in the whole game with -4 yards?
Yeah. Daniel Jones is 1 for 3 for -4 yards.
Leading receiver on the Packers.
The Packers has been Randall Cobb, even though Josh Dobbs just had, Romeo Dobbs just had
not
a
leading
play.
Receiver in the game, leading receiver on the Giants. Got it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oof.
That's ugly. Nathan, just keep rattling them off, man. As long as we're out here, we'll
answer them.
We'll answer your questions.
And we'll
you can tell, you don't see a flood of questions. So
we're not slowing down. It's been consistent.
Yeah, we're like John Mayer. We're just gonna keep riding this train.
Right. Nope, that's sufficiently ugly, and I'm fine with it. Because I'm not even supposed to be in that league.
David Montgomery or DJ Moore. At least it's PPR, and that would at least let me lean towards DJ Moore. It's been bad, but at least the targets are starting to come.
Yeah, once again, just the Montgomery thing, it feels quick, and I don't.
Yeah. I understand why you want to potentially play him over Moore, because as much as we love DJ Moore here, and we do, it's the Baker experience and that offense. It's so uninspiring for anyone not named McCaffrey. But at least at least with Moore, you don't have to lean on to David Montgomery, and I think you can be comfortable with Moore. Well, at least the volume's there. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. With all these guys suddenly healthy, I need one running back, one receiver, and a flex. So we need one running back, one receiver. I know. You got your pad by you?
I do.
All right. One running back, one receiver, and a flex.
Okay, go.
Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin, Amon-Ra, David Montgomery. Got a lot of Montgomery. Breece Hall, or your boy Brian Robinson. Standard scoring.
Standard. Okay.
Bonuses for long touchdown runs and yardage bonus. And then yardage.
There's one wide receiver, one running back, one flex.
Yep. So pick 3. Yeah. One must be a running back, one must be a receiver.
Right.
So if I'm in Rob place, you're playing them over those 3. Over those 2. I think Breece Hall is the running back for sure. It might be I might be leaning where all the
I think Godwin's
unhealthy.
The other
I think Godwin, St. Brown, and Hall.
That's where I'm at too.
Yeah.
I hope Robinson has a blow up game, but
I hope
rookie
he just gets through the game healthy.
Yeah, rookie.
That's all.
First game back after that horrific offseason thing. We don't know. Everything we heard in the offseason is that when they run the offense, the way that they want to run the offense, it's going to be a split backfield.
Yeah.
See that one, but you don't need to force that one with Breece Hall.
You don't.
Same thing with David Montgomery. I think that you're going to get enough out of Godwin and Amon-Ra, especially this being standard scoring. Godwin's always liable to get red zone utilization, especially with no tight ends healthy. And
if St. Brown can't go, are you doing Cooks or Montgomery?
St. Brown can't go. Am I full out on David Montgomery is the question I'm
I think I would still go Cooks too. I just don't want to have to play Montgomery. I am playing Montgomery in some leagues. I'm not saying I'm not. I avoided him in all leagues when I have to.
The Packers I think scored. Allen Lazard touchdown.
Yeah. All right. Damon wants to know ETN or Clyde. I think Clyde. We're all Clyde here. The volume's ticking up for him. I think even the Chiefs can ignore that. That at least now with him with Clyde being healthy, because he had that undisclosed injury all last year that he was recovering from, and all that weight loss and just what it did to him. We're starting to see, I think, a little more comfortable Clyde, and the Chiefs' offense is clicking better than they've been in the last couple of years. It feels like so.
My Scott Fish name is the Island of Misfit Toy.
You were, God, I think I was in your position. I think in year 1 or year 2 for me.
Nothing has worked out for me.
Yeah, you've
got Dak and Tua hurt, Montgomery hurt, Mitchell hurt, Allen hurt. Like nothing has gone well for me. I'm starting Bailey Zappi, Raheem Mostert, and Nelson Aguilar.
What can go wrong?
And Devin Duvernay and Allen Robinson.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Or the Robinson dud doesn't help either. Problem with Scott Fishbowl is it's so deep that there's never anything on waiver. Ever.
And people are and
you can't trade.
If there's one league that people are going to pay attention to their waivers, it's Scott Fishbowl.
Yeah, and you can't trade. So
and you can't
real
trade.
Hard if your team bombs out of the draft to make it good.
And I've always understood why there's no trade in there.
Oh yeah, because it would be impossible for him to commission and regulate trades. That's why.
Yeah.
It would be impossible in a league that size to do that. It just makes it harder than a normal league to do something about a team that underperforms out of the draft.
Yeah. And if there's a league that's going to have some very questionable trades to push through to get somebody potentially to win, it'd be that one, because people really care about that league and they want to show out in it as best as they can.
They do. All right. Finally through all my stuff.
Mine have been, I've had very, very quiet. Like mine are always generally pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I rarely ever have any true questionable.
I wish it was a little bit more straightforward for me. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, by the way, the commissioner thing I mentioned early on. So we'll give this a little bit more time before we drop here. We're right at an hour. So this was more divided than I thought it was going to be. Situation was a team had Brian Robinson sitting in IR.
Okay.
Robinson obviously activated this.
Yep.
The commissioner called it invalid lineup because you've got a healthy player on IR.
Yeah.
Warn the guy you need to get him out of IR before it starts. Guy outright refused.
Wow. Refused?
Yeah, outright refused to take him out of IR. Why do I have to do it? I'm not picking anybody up. I'm not changing my lineup because ESPN and Sleeper both right now will lock you down and not let you do anything if you have an ineligible player in IR.
Yeah.
So it basically freezes everything. But, he said, hey, you gotta do this. And so a lot of people in the comments are actually in agreement of he's just playing the system. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing. I don't agree with that.
It's the integrity of the league. There's absolutely something wrong with it. The way I'd handle it, I would say you either remove them, you can remove them, or I will give you your money back and I will drop you from the league and find a replacement.
See, I said I would remove him, and if he refused, I would ask him again if he refused, who do you want to drop? I'm going to activate him. If you don't choose, I'm going to choose for you and make that reasonable call.
Yeah.
And then piss him off and take it from there. That or you drop the player that's in IR. That's the other threat that you can make, is if you don't make your lineup eligible, I will drop the player that you have on IR. But I feel like it's more in the interest of fairness to pick a bubble guy for him and drop that versus just dropping the IR player. But threatening to drop the IR player might actually get him to move.
I think just I especially when he said he would just flat out refuse to do it, I'd be like, fine, dude. Like, I'll remove you, and I have no problem with that.
I don't not like your idea. What I don't like is the you don't know like what stakes the league's at or anything like that. So you don't want to put on the commissioner, I'll give you your money back, and then you maybe have the rest of the league pissed off because the payout pools are now depleted, or you have a scenario then where
you can vote on it.
That cost too. It'd have to go to league vote.
You can vote on it to see what you want to do with him as a as a manager. I mean,
yeah, you can't just
you can just force a decision for him too, but it's also going to piss off a lot of people. You can also if he refuses to do what he's supposed to do, that's to me is grounds of removal.
It is. So I think the cleaner way is manage the roster. You're probably going to piss him off by doing that, and then you take it from there. Maybe able to get him to leave willingly.
That too. We got a question.
Yeah.
Pick one: Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney, or Tyler Conklin.
Can't trust Mooney right now. I know he had a big grab last week, but you cannot trust anything with the Bears offense right now that isn't one of the two running backs. I like Myers. He's look.
It's
an upside matchup with a third string quarterback. Tyler Conklin, we talked about it earlier. As far as tight ends go, he's been good. He still has a similar floor to Jacoby Myers, and it is a third string quarterback but plus matchup. All right with the wide receiver.
I mean, if there's
still the wide receiver one on that team,
it's when are you going to play Mooney and not in a matchup like this? I mean, I agree. It's been fucking ugly, but at least he's coming off of a week where he got used downfield. And they connected.
Downfield, sure, but I mean, when am I using Mooney if not a week like this? The Bears offense shows me that they can move a fucking football. Sorry, I'm going to get passionate about this one because this offense is goddamn terrible and it shouldn't be. You've only targeted Mooney 6 times. His high water mark is 6 fucking targets. And you've lost the last 2 games by... Or sorry, you did somehow win 1. Your last 2 losses have been by more than 2 touchdowns, though. In your loss to Green Bay, you only targeted him twice. For -4 yards.
Yeah, I'm not...
No, I am not risking taking... the 2 for 22 there when I can plug in Jacoby Myers' floor. There is no chance. I am not making the upside play with Mooney. He can go in timeout, just like everything else in this godforsaken, terrible-ass Bears offense can go in timeout that isn't one of the running backs. I'm not touching it because they haven't shown me they can be competent. I don't care what the matchup is. They were incompetent against Houston and New York. If you're not confident against the fucking Texans, you've already shown me I can't bet on that.
Yeah, play Myers. I just want to get you riled up.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. The Bears piss me off to no end.
It's so great and bad at the same time.
It's so terrible.
Giants got a field goal. Darius Slayton, and all the Giants leading receiver.
Yeah, you told that guy not to start Graham Gano.
Okay.
No, it was still the right call. Butker, or not Butker.
You got 4 points.
Matthew Wright is still the right call.
You kicked the 48-yard field goal. Yeah, that might be the only points they scored this game. Who knows? Oh, man. The Pack. I know.
Look at the Packers. With positive.
I know. It's great. Oh, man. Good times.
Darius Slayton. All right. No more questions. No more inactives or anything like that. Tune in to, I don't know. Does Faceoff do a live stream in the morning?
I think so. I think Anthony does.
All right. Well, be sure to tune in to Daddy's stream.
No
idea if they know that I refer to them that way or not.
That's fine. They don't need to know.
Again, we are part of the Face Off Sports Network. I think they still claim us anyway. So yeah, be sure to tune into them, or shout out to our boys in the headliners as well. They should both have your closer to noon content. We're jumping in early for this reason. Nobody really is going before the London game, so we're gonna do that. So make sure you check out FF Face Off and the headliners for all of your noon game questions and the latest on start sits. And we will be back with y'all
Wednesday?
I think Wednesday this week. Yeah, I don't think we actually talked about it, but I think Wednesday this week is fine.
I hope so. Should be Wednesday. I can't really do Tuesdays, so.
I hate it when my Google Calendar goes to schedule view. Wednesday's fine.
All right, Wednesday it is.
We'll be back on Wednesday.
See you guys. Thank you for. Oh, hold on. Before we go,
one more.
He's got two quick questions.
Okay, I got two probably not quick answers because.
All right, so first question, you got to pick two receivers.
Okay.
Out of three, so
I don't need to write it down. I can remember that.
Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, DJ Moore.
Thielen and Lockett.
It's either pick two or bench one, whichever way is easier for you to.
Okay, you're starting Jalen and Lockett.
All right.
I don't trust what Baker's doing to DJ Moore.
I don't disagree. I think they're all pretty much on the same level, and so just pick the matchup that you feel works best.
Lockett's been more heavily involved, and Thielen gets.
Here's one that rile up the crowd. And his other question: pick one running back between two of them, Damon Harris or Antonio Gibson.
Damon Harris.
That's it.
Yep. I don't trust what Washington's going to do until I see what Washington's going to do, because Ron Rivera is a liar. We've seen that a lot over the years.
We have.
Which he has every right to be. The media doesn't need to know your game plan or utilization plans or anything like that. It's not a knock. It's just saying you got to take it for what it is. Coach speak is coach speak, and Rivera does coach speak.
He does. All right.
See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Feel like maybe I should put the show's Twitter handle on the outro graphic at some point. At Beerfield, if